Welcome to my High Plains garden. We started with our pond, and it has one little flower, but it's almost spent. We have lots of mature trees in the front yard, some in the back, and we started with just this aspen tree. Aspen tree we planted and we had to cut it down this year. It was deceased, and but we have a volunteer growing down here, and it's a really pretty little needle tree. This was my first purchase of a catalpa tree, and I planted lots of those from seed, and they are also all over the yard now. There is one desert willow that looks like a tree, but then I have the same desert willow planted at the same time, always just comes back as a bush, so I have to cut it down every year and it comes back. Elderberries, I started those from mail order. Pulled some of those out in the spring and I plant them all over the yard, and they are growing everywhere in the back as well. And we first moved in, husband had 4 dump truck loads of shale delivered, and I built 3 walls out of the shale, and then the remainder, the smaller items out of the shale, I did as ground cover. This is a yucca. It's native to Colorado. I'm trying to get that into a tree form, so I'm trying to cut that up from the bottom. Really spiky, and you have to be really careful when you cut those bottoms out. This is a American linden my mother-in-law got me. I planted this last year, and it's hopefully gonna make it. Lots of hollyhocks, and they're all different colors. Lamb's ear is really nice to have because it keeps the ground moist here. So if you want to grow other things around it, it'll keep the ground moist and things don't need to be watered. Sunflower, and then cosmos. And I don't water the cosmos because of the lamb's ear. It does grow. It's a barrel cactus, and another hibiscus, and more lamb's ear. Locust, and this May we had a heavy snow, and it broke lots of trees in the yard, and it really broke this one bad. But I'm hoping it's gonna heal itself. Locust trees usually do. It's a flowering almond. Also beautiful in the spring. A dogwood, it's gotten fairly good size finally. And multiple butterfly bushes. They are flowering right now, and the butterflies just love them. The hollyhock, which is purple, beautiful specimen. So I planted these from seed, and they are getting fairly tall now. There's 2 of them. This was my last project, and that is from that aspen we cut down in the front, and I used those stumps to make a bench for the fire pit. This is essential in Pueblo West. This is our burn pit, and we have to burn all of the tumbleweeds that blow in because there is lots of them. Walnut tree, and I have a hydrangea under it, which is getting good size, and some gladiolas. Cinnamon on the arbor. More lilacs and elderberries, and these are all either from pulling them out or from seed. This is our vegetable garden, and we have zucchini and pumpkins and watermelons and beans. Bridal spirea, and it flowers white in the spring. I have 3 of these also just pulled out and planted elsewhere. This stump was a weeping willow. Weeping willows, or any willows, will not do well in Pueblo West. They will not grow. They get beetles and they die, all of them. But we have a volunteer. Instead, it just blew in from the birds and it started growing and I left it. I made the fence from limbs from the trees that come off. We cut off. We take them down because they get too big or out of control. So I made this fence. For a winter, I made the pillars. This is a smoke bush, and the fence goes all the way around.